You're watching Fox Wilmington News at 10, 1 hour earlier.
Welcome back. We have a consumer alert out of Wilmington to warn you about this evening. The Better Business Bureau is warning customers about a company that claims it's based in the Port City. HID Kits and Light sells car conversion kits on its website, but the BBB has gotten 8 complaints about this business. Customers say the kits arrive broken or don't fit on their cars. Well, despite the website stating that there's a 100% lifetime guarantee on the product, BBB says the business refuses to accept returns or replace the product. Many of the buyers spent more than $100 on the kits. The Wilmington address for the company, get this, does not exist. Officials are still investigating that business. Now, the peanut factory blamed for a salmonella outbreak says it hopes to start selling peanut butter again soon, but that could be a couple of months away. Sunland owns the largest organic peanut processing plant in America, and the company says it's scrubbing down its plant. 35 cases of salmonella in 19 states are linked to its organic peanut butter. No deaths reported, though. Sunland says it has recalled more than 300 of its products made since 2010. Now listen up if you like sunscreen and if you want to wear it all the time. If you have a banana boat spray-on sunscreen, just throw it out tonight. The company is pulling the Ultra Mist off the shelves because 5 people have actually caught on fire after putting it on. Officials say there's something wrong with the spray valve. It allows too much product to go on the skin, and if it doesn't dry completely, the sunscreen is very flammable. John, scary and weird stuff, right?
Wow. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, you don't want to be using that sunscreen for sure.
Yeah, and some people might like the next story we have about eating foods past their sell date, actually. This is good consumer news. You know, a lot of people go by those sell-by or use-by dates to decide if they want to cook what they've had in the refrigerator for a while. But you might be surprised to know some foods are actually safe to eat weeks after the dates say they are. Fox's Teresa Priolo has a look.
Who hasn't been there? You're preparing a home-cooked meal and go to the fridge for that one crucial ingredient, only to find it's past the use-by or expiration date. So is it still good?
If it's in the refrigerator, I'm assuming it's still okay. If it smells okay.
That's too risky. Yeah, it may have like growing bacteria, like who knows, you know?
Yeah, the date's there for a reason, so I just don't want to take the risk.
This is a topic of great debate, something that's been studied in depth.
But I've actually opened eggs weeks afterwards and they're still fine.
Dr. Michael Hansen, a senior scientist with Consumer Reports, says there is a big difference between a use-by and sell-by date. One is a reminder to the grocery store that it's time to move the product. The other is for the consumer that the product is past its peak.
It's always best if it's a perishable commodity, whether it's milk or bagged salads, try to buy it as with the sell-by date as long into the future as possible, because then that means you can take it home and put it in your refrigerator and it might be good for a longer period of time.
And so sell-by, use-by, it's not a myth. These dates do matter, but sometimes we take them too literally. The reality is American families toss more than 120 pounds of food each month. More often than not, it's because the product is past its use-by date. It doesn't mean it's bad, it's just not as fresh. When it comes to your food shelf life, eggs can last weeks past the use-by date, as long as they're stored in their original packaging. Cheeses, especially hard cheeses, can last months, and canned goods, years. Cold cuts usually last 1 week past the use-by date, and frozen raw meat, whole not ground, is typically edible about 12 months past the expiration date. Frozen ground beef will hold for about 3 months, about the same time that you can keep ice cream. New Yorkers we spoke with are as invested in this issue as they are grossed out by it.
If it has freezer burn on it, I throw it out.
I just kind of use my common sense and judgment on what it looks like. I don't necessarily say, oh, it expired today, I have to get rid of it. If it's milk, I'll throw it out. I'll usually open it, smell it. If it smells like I can't use it, then obviously I'll get rid of it.
I'm from the Caribbean and we try to eat everything fresh. This is why I'm so sexy.
New York is one of only 20 states that mandates date labeling, and still that's just a best guess for freshness. So how do you know if your food is really good enough to eat? Well, you can give it the eye and the nose test.
Wow. She throws that apple right in midair like that. She's a talented reporter. She does more than just report. She's a magician.
She's showing us up.
Things are going to be a great weekend around here. A lot of sunshine.
Yeah, meteorologist Eric Davis right here in the Weather Center, tweaking that forecast up to the very last second. He'll be right back with all the details after the break.